If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror, we'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the three hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello there, I'm Chris Dashiell.
I'm Mike White.
And this is Father Malone.
And we're the hosts of the Dreams for Sale podcast, a once-a-month look at the only Twilight Zone reboot worth watching, Twilight Zone from 1985. On this episode of Dreams for Sale, we're going to be taking a look at the 18th episode of the Twilight Zone's first season. That episode is broken into three segments: Gramma, Personal Demons, and Cold Reading. So this episode aired February 14th, 1986. The first segment, Gramma, is directed by Bradford May. It is based on a short story by one Stephen King. And it is a teleplay by Father Malone's favorite, Harlan Ellison. And it focuses on a young boy who is convinced his grandmother is a monster. And Barrett Oliver is the most obnoxious child actor I have ever had the pleasure of watching anyone in. Or anything.
Oh, wow.
He's awful.
He's not real good.
That voiceover, oh my God.
He's just so grating, it completely ruins the entire segment. Completely.
Oh no, not me.
No, it still works for me too.
It's so bad. Like, it's shockingly bad.
I liked this when I was a kid. My opinion has changed over the years, but I do like the source material. And I actually like Harlan Ellison's script. I'm going to lay the blame here with the direction of it. Who should have known better than to have that much voiceover throughout the entire goddamned episode? I mean, an occasional kid talking to himself would have sufficed. And some of the sort of parents and aunts and uncles talking, I thought that was beneficial for forwarding the plot. But holy God, shut the fuck up, kid. Like, you know, the best way to kill tension in any horror situation is to have a character keep talking, and this is just wall to wall. You know, I think, Barrett Oliver, I liked him in the Never-Ending Story many years ago, and I think there could have been a good performance here, which is why, once again, I'm going to sort of lay the blame at the director's feet. Like, you know, kid actors, you have to get the performance out of them unless they're sort of preternaturally gifted. Yeah, overall, not great, but could have been worse. There's a lot I did like about the episode.
Could it have been worse?
Oh yeah, so much worse. It could have been Little Boy Lost.
Yeah.
Well, at least Little Boy Lost didn't have VO wall to wall that was just beyond obnoxious to the point where I was just watching the timer count down, waiting for this segment to be over.
Yeah, but Little Boy Lost, that was the only thing that it didn't have that was annoying the fuck out of me from beginning to end.
Yeah, I still ended up enjoying this, and it probably is because I liked the Stephen King story so much from Skeleton Crew. I like that it played into the Lovecraft universe, that there's mentions of Cthulhu and those things, and just that, the grandmother, not necessarily a monster, but more of a witch. I don't know. I liked it, despite the terrible voiceover and the kind of bad acting.
I mean, I wanted to like it. I like the Lovecraftian themes, like you mentioned, Mike, and I like Stephen King for the most part. But there's something about the voiceover, and it's not something, I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is, that takes away from the episode in its entirety, this segment of the episode in its entirety. And like y'all said, I mean, there's no tension, because all we have to do is listen to the kid just jabber on incessantly. He doesn't shut up through the entire goddamn segment.
I mean, look, that is a huge failing. I agree. Although I, like you, Mike, I think I lean a little more towards what I liked about it. I liked a lot, so I would actually recommend. I do want to point out, being the Harlan Ellison fan that I am, that one of those voiceovers of the brothers and sisters talking was Harlan Ellison's voice.
Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah, like, what are we supposed to tell them? That all the babies are dying again for no reason? Or, like, the last time a dog showed up with a piece of human meat in its mouth? Like, that was Harlan Ellison. So, just as a fan, that sort of tickled my fancy there. But I also enjoyed and this is back to the Stephen King story. I think every horror author at some point or another is going to try and play in H.P. Lovecraft's sandbox. And I think as a short story, it worked better than what we got. But I enjoyed this sort of amalgam of the Lovecraftian mythos, and this kid end up. I mean, and look, the ending is really telegraphed. The fact that the kid won't open his eyes. Yeah, which is a shame, because they could have just shown the kid with his eyes open in a couple of shots and then hug the mom and then open his eyes. Like, I don't know why they went for this one take kind of end of Thriller nonsense for it.
Wait, you didn't want Vincent Price laughing over the end of the episode?
I actually did.
I think it would have been a much better segment if all of a sudden you just had Vincent Price's laughter.
Should have been. Yeah, it was like, what was this? Not the same year, the year after Thriller had come out too. So I think we were all kind of waiting for his eyes to be different. But I don't know. Soft spot in my heart for this one. I'm not going to outright tell people not to watch it.
Let's move on to the next segment, Personal Demons. Directed by Peter Medak. Once again, Peter Medak returning. I think he's done a handful of these at this point. It is written once again by Rockne O'Bannon. And it stars Martin Balsam as a scriptwriter who is dealing with writer's block while also being tormented by little creatures, little people in hoods and masks.
Yeah.
Boy.
Wow.
Another episode with some really particular performances.
Well, I have to say that thank goodness that the Twilight Zone and Amazing Stories and all of these things were going on at this time, because it was such a boom time for little people to get jobs.
Wasn't it? That's hilarious.
Between this and the next episode, we've got a lot of little people that are being employed here.
Absolutely, and on Amazing Stories, and on Tales from the Dark Side, and Monsters, and whatever else was going on. You're absolutely right. It was like, well, we need something odd. We need something a little bit off. Get us a little person.
I got Billy Curtis on speed dial.
Okay, let's talk about this particular episode. I agree with you. I think I was shocked. Okay, look, when I saw this as a kid, I thought it was a little slice of genius, because it was about a writer who's being plagued by these things, and the ultimate solution to getting rid of them is that he needs to write about them. And the guy has writer's block to begin with. The character of the writer is named Rockne O'Bannon, and it turns out it was written by Rockne O'Bannon. So for my 13-year-old head, I thought that was a slice of genius. Revisiting it, I should say, after we spoke to Rock O'Bannon about this particular episode, I was a little bit shocked at how one note Mr. Martin Balsam is. Oh no, look at them. They're in the room. Can't you see them? Now they're coming for me. Help me. Oh, don't you see them over? It was a little, not so great.
Kind of stilted. Yeah.
This is the same show that 2 episodes ago provided us with To See the Invisible Man. And, like, now we're getting these, like, kind of hokey, kind of schlocky performances off kilter segments that don't work very well. And it's odd because there's just such this weird disconnect with this reboot of the show is it doesn't seem like it ever balances the episodes with serious and comedic segments. It's either all serious or all comedic, and the comedic episodes are then not even played for comedy. They're played straight sometimes, too. Like Tooth and Consequences, which was played completely straight in an episode that had 2, like, dramatic segments as well. I don't understand at all, because the show is all over the place in a way that it didn't need to be with its tone.
Well, I mean, isn't that the nature of an anthology show, though? I mean, you're gonna get hits and misses.
Yes and no. It should have.
Would you rather
unifying tone, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be going from the laughing, joking numbnuts of this episode to Gramma, which is all intents and purposes a serious episode.
Right. Well, isn't Gramma first though? So we went from Gramma to this. So maybe this was meant to lighten the mood slightly and then finish us off with just a pure joke. Oh, I agree. I think, we say this a lot about this particular series because when they took the initiative to sometimes split their hour up into just 2 segments, sometimes 3, you're going to get a grab bag of stories. And more often than not, while the individual segments work, it didn't seem like there was any forethought to like a DJ set, this leads to this, builds to that. It's like there isn't. It just does seem like they kind of threw it all together.
It's 3 disjointed lines with no connecting. Nothing.
Yeah, and it seems like they always tried to lead with the best story of the evening, which is a weird move. Like, wouldn't you want to build up to that? But I guess when you're dealing with the nuts and bolts of television of the time, you're like, we're going to lose people in the last half hour. Let's give them something great at the start, and that'll keep them like when everyone's tuning into this and that other show, like at the half hour mark. So there might be some of that involved. I can't speak to it definitively, but yeah, I mean, overall, it is a weird grab bag of genres and styles from episode to episode, but sometimes that weird grab bag works wonderfully. Here, not so much.
It was pretty painful to see this one. And yeah, I love Martin Balsam, so him just being so stiff and then just, can't you see them? Can't you see that? It's like, oh God, enough. Do we really? Are we going to go here?
We get like 3 scenes of that too. They don't.
I know. By the time we got to his agent, yeah. Like, really? We need to see the agent do the same thing? Like, couldn't he have barricaded himself in earlier or something happened different? But, it's an interstitial one, so it doesn't have to hit with the full force of the other ones, I suppose. But
here's the thing about interstitials. We've had interstitial segments that have been really good. And so it's almost not an excuse.
Right, no, and nor am I making that excuse for them. But I'm just saying, the show kind of feels like it's using these interstitials as just throwaway. Yeah, and it's a drag because some of those interstitials, like you said, some of the interstitials are my favorites of the entire series. So a little disheartening that occasionally they're just like, good enough.
I mean, holy shit, our show is named for an interstitial.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
So let's talk about the final segment of the episode, Cold Reading. So Cold Reading is directed by Gus Triconis. It's written by Martin Pascoe and Rebecca Parr, and it stars Larry Poindexter as a actor who gets a job on a radio show, only to find out that what they're describing on the show is taking place inside the studio. I'm just going to come out and say it. Of the 3 segments on this episode, this was my favorite one.
This one really felt like an Amazing Stories episode to me, actually.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sort of traffics in the whimsy that Spielberg was trying to shepherd along there on Amazing Stories. Like, doesn't seem out of place. And it's not all that out of place for Twilight Zone necessarily either. And I don't actively dislike this one, but it all just, talk about one note. It's like, okay, we get it. Everything they're going to say, we're going to see. And that's fine. I was a little confused by the floating bowl of milk at one point.
That's the cereal. It's those crisps. You got to eat them up.
Yeah, there it is. It's crunchy. I mean, look, it's cute. I don't want to like slag on this one too badly, but like at a certain point, as the actors in the room, you know what's happening. You're not going to read the next line, right? I mean, you're just not going to mention that a volcano is about to erupt or that there's going to be an earthquake, right? Even if the director's in there apoplectic and making you do it.
I don't know. I might just to see what happened.
I think I'd go off script at that point, though. And then suddenly a Brinks truck rolled up and gave me $1 million.
All of a sudden, naked women started raining from the sky.
And they all were interested in me.
Well, not like raining. Like raining with parachute.
Oh, okay.
No,
that song,
one of those kind of rains.
Like with parachute and women, not men.
It was nice to see Dick Shawn, who
of course
just overacts the best. I absolutely love him. And I think it's Joel Brooks who I like him a lot too. I mean, I thought that the acting was absolutely fine in this. This was definitely, I agree with you, was the most delightful of the three, and the only one that, I mean, I would probably...
It sticks out.
Yeah, I would gladly see this one again.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it, is I would watch this segment again. I would never bring myself to rewatch Gramma, and Personal Demons, I know. Here's the thing, like you said, Father Malone, cold reading is one note, but at least it does the one note rather well.
Yeah.
Personal Demons
like
and
I said,
Gramma don't do their singular notes that they have very well to begin with.
Right. I do wonder, and we talk about this a lot over on Chronicles from the Crypt, because we tend to watch 2 episodes per thing. So sometimes I enjoy a segment on this show only by comparison. And if like the first 2 sucked and then this one was okay, then I'm going to say, yeah, this one's good. You should probably watch it. But, ultimately, I don't like this last one. I think it's okay. It's cute, but didn't do anything for me.
All it has going for it is that it is cute.
Yeah, and that's fine, and that works sometimes, but that's not what I'm looking for the Twilight Zone. Even at their sort of wackiest, I'm looking for a little bit of a bite, and, having a spaceship crash through the wall badly in the final scene isn't enough in this case.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. None of these segments have a bite to them, and I'm not going to go to bat for Gramma, which... like we already mentioned, the twist is so telegraphed. If you didn't see it coming from a mile away, did you have your eyes open to begin with? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This episode, these 3 segments of this episode are really weird because they all fail in different directions, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Who's running the ship?
Yeah.
Philip Daguerre, that's who.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think sometimes you got to be a little more hands-on. I'm sure it was no picnic dealing with Harlan Ellison when it came to one of his segments, but at the same time, like, wasn't he gone by the time this aired? Like, this aired when, like March or April or something? Did you say?
This was the Valentine's Day episode.
Well, the Valentine's Day episode.
By the theme.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because he had quit by now.
Well, considering how...
I'm sure this episode was done and, in the can by then, though.
Right,
so,
right.
I don't know.
So in the next episode of Dreams for Sale, we're going to be taking a look at episode 19 of the first season of Twilight Zone 1985. That is broken into 2 segments, The Leprechaun Artist and Dead Run. Yep. Until then, where can people find you, Father Malone?
You can always find me over on my YouTube channel, Odd5 Films. Also, you can hear me over on Chronicles from the Crypt, where Chris and I discuss the television series Tales from the Crypt.
What's the name of your YouTube series?
Oh, well, I mean, the review show is... Oh, fuck you. You know what it is. What?
Why would you even answer that question?
I don't know.
I answered it. You
I did.
About it. You got really close.
Like, I thought, oh, that's nice. He wants me to mention the name of the show because I failed to do it. But you know what? I don't need to. Everything's good. Go over, check out my YouTube channel, Odd5 Films. OUGHTFIVEFILMS. There you go. There's tons of content on there.
Where can people find you, Mike White?
I'm over at the Projection Booth, which is available at projectionboothpodcast.com, and I do a few other things too.
You can find me over at the Culture Cast and the Scary Stories We Tell podcast. Those are two diametrically different podcasts. You should go check them out, though, if you're into movies and or spooky, creepy, paranormal stuff and or true crime. As for this podcast, Twilight Zone 85 on Twitter is where you can find us. TwilightZone85.com is where you can find the feed. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Big thanks, as always, to Roxy Drive and Neutron Dreams for the music for Dreams for Sale. And we'll catch you on the next episode.